So as per the NCERT, let's go through it also. So the topic is the human neural system. Human neural system is divisible into two parts. The first one is the central neural system. Remember, we can call it as neural or nervous. Previously, it was always called as the nervous system, but there has been a change in the vocabulary. Now for the higher organisms, that means for vertebrates, instead of nervous system, it is called as neural system. So the human neural system is divisible into two parts: the central neural system, which is the CNS, and the peripheral neural system, which is the PNS. So the central neural system includes the brain and spinal cord and is the site of information processing and control. So messages are supposed to reach up to the brain and spinal cord. That means it has to reach up to the central nervous system or neural system, and then it is supposed to understand the information, process the information, and then send the command for activity. This command may either go from brain or it may go from the spinal cord, and then a function is performed which is called here as the control. Then the second thing is the peripheral neural system or the nervous system, which comprises of all the nerves of the body associated with the central neural system or the CNS. That means all those nerves which come out from the brain. We'll be learning their details later on. So there are nerves which are come out from brain, which are called as the cranial nerve. Cranium is the word used for the skull. So because brain is situated inside the skull, that's why those nerves are called as the cranial nerves. And then we have the nerves which comes out from the spinal cord, and they are called as the spinal nerves. So PNS is made up of nerves which come out from brain, that means spinal cord, and that means these cranial nerves, and the nerves which come out from spinal cord called as the spinal nerves. And these nerve fibers of the PNS are of two types. Now there are two types of such neurons, which you have learned already in the 10th class also. They are called either as the afferent fiber, and otherwise they are called as the efferent fiber. Now let's read the NCERT further. So the afferent nerve fiber transmits the impulse from tissues or organs to the central neural system, that means CNS. So the nerve fiber which takes the message of a change, which takes the message of a stimulus from the tissues or organs. That means there are some sensory portions in those tissues and organs, and those tissues and organs, because they carry sensory cells, that means the receptor cells. So these cells are going to carry the message, are going to pick up the message, and this message is picked up now by the afferent fiber, and from the afferent fiber it will go to the central neural system. It may either go to brain or it may go to the spinal cord. That's why these are called as the afferent fiber. Afferent means towards, so it is taking it towards the central neural system. Now the next one is the efferent fiber. The efferent fibers are those which transmit the regulatory impulse from the CNS to the concerned peripheral tissue or the organ. Now imagine for a second, a message has reached through the afferent fiber to the brain. Now the brain has processed the information, interpreted the information, or to understood the information. Then a signal has to go for a particular type of response to be taken. So that response message is picked up by the efferent fibers. So efferent fibers means, efferent here stands for taking it away. So the efferent fibers take the message away from the central neural system, that means the brain or the spinal cord, and then this transmits the information to the for a particular effect to be taken place. And this message goes from the central neural system and it goes to the peripheral concerned tissue or organ. So it will go to a particular effector organ. It could be a muscle to perform an activity. It could be a gland where the release of a hormone or enzyme has to take place. So such will be the activity or the effector organ. So this is how afferent fibers and efferent fibers, they work in coordination, and they are part of the peripheral neural system. Now another thing, the peripheral neural system is divisible into two divisions. So these are the two types of fibers found in them, and the peripheral neural system is divisible into two parts. The first part is called as the somatic neural system, and the second one is called as the autonomic neural system. So the somatic means the body, general body, which is in our control. That means it is voluntary one, and which is under the willpower of the human. So the somatic neural system relays impulse from the central neural system to the skeletal muscles. So its role is to take the message from the body portion and finally take the message to the skeletal muscles to perform some activity. I already read from the notes also this point. While the autonomic neural system transmits the impulse from the central neural system to the involuntary organs and to the smooth muscles of the body. So the skeletal muscles will always get which portion of the PNS? SNS. SNS stands for somatic neural system, and whenever the smooth muscles have to be controlled by the brain, then the signal goes in the form of which part of PNS? ANS. ANS stands for the autonomic neural system. So the autonomic neural system is further classified into parasympathetic and parasympathetic neural system, which we will be learning in minor detail, not from the NCERT but through the notes.